evening, viewers, and welcome to National Talk. And before I start, a happy new year to you all. You're on to National Talk on ECWA TV Africa, where we shall be informing, educating, and analyzing some of the events in Nigeria. The news headlines: 2023 presidency, various presidential ambitions, and the race for the seat. Education. Universities in Nigeria have 100,000 lecturers for 2.1 million students. Twitter ban over. Federal government gives conditions for operation. Insecurity. Its consequences on Nigerians. Federal government asks Japan for military assistance. Omicron tops COVID-19 variant in Nigeria. According to the federal government of Nigeria, corruption hurting nation's image, hindering foreign investment. And finally, electoral bill, National Assembly to surrender to Buhari next week. Now the news in full. In view of the forthcoming election come 2023, the race for the presidential ambition is on. Among which two APC candidates have met with President Muhammadu Buhari to make their intention known, namely Bola Tinubu and Dave Umahi. The national leader of the APC party formally notified President Muhammadu Buhari of his intention to contest in the 2023 presidential election on Monday at the State House in Abuja. He stated that he is still consulting, and he said the president is a Democrat who has not told him to stop with his ambition. The national leader said he has the confidence, vision, and the capacity to build on the present president foundation and turn Nigeria better. He also spoke of his legacy as the former governor of Lagos State and rounded up his press conference by talking about the APC convention, which he stated will take place for certain. In the same vein, the governor of Ebonyi State, Dave Umahi, has also made known his interest in running for the presidential election under the umbrella of the APC, if the party throws the ticket open to the zoning of the Southeast. He mentioned during the press conference that with all he has put in place for the past 6 years plus, he is ready to rule. He also stated that the President Muhammadu Buhari told him whoever wants to run must consult widely and everything must be done to remove ethnicity and religion for the country to grow. He added by saying that he is in no contest with anyone but himself. Others still vying for the presidential seat include Orji Ozukalu, Atiku Abubakar, Yemi Osinbajo, Yahaya Bello, and Mugalu, who are still coming up, with Sam and Dele Modu making their intention known yesterday under the PDP party. The National University Commission, NUC, has said universities should be isolated from the federal government circular on new employment owing to the shortage of lecturers. The Deputy Executive Secretary Administration, NUC, Mr. Chris Miyaki, explained that the commission was supervising over 200 universities consisting of 48 belonging to the federal government, 54 for the states, and 99 private institutions. He said the entire system has about 2.1 million students and staff strength of about 170,000 non-teaching and 100,000 academic staff. He added that some of the problems facing the institution include increased running costs, inadequate budgetary allocations, issue of power shortages, and such shortages of manpower. Mr. Chris further said other challenges in the Nigerian university include the use of digital response to COVID-19 lockdown. He said that within the period, the NUC has been conducting some activities which include a major curriculum review, assessment of universities on their e-learning requirements, strengthening of quality assurance mechanism, as well as fortifying the modern methods of data processing. Following the ban of Twitter for 222 days, the President Muhammadu Buhari has ordered the immediate lifting of the ban. The decision was announced by the Director General of the National Information Technology Development Agency (NITDA), Inuwa Abdullahi, on Wednesday evening. The original insisted that the social media giant must register as a business and open an office in Nigeria, a demand that was rejected by Twitter. Mr. Abdullahi only said the president acted on recommendation to lift the suspension. The approval of the lifting ban was approved through a memo written to the president by the Honorable Minister of Communication and Digital Economy, Professor Isa Ali Ibrahim. In the memo, the minister updated and requested the president's approval for the lifting based on the Technical Committee Nigeria Twitter Engagement Recommendation. The NITDA statement said the federal government gave some conditions for lifting the ban. The prosecution of bandits and its consequences on security is still on, as 2 persons were kidnapped in 2 local government areas of Plateau State, just south and Birkin-Ladi community. The wife of Silas Vam, the Deputy Chief of Staff of Plateau State Government, and Dr. Samuel Audu, a director in the Plateau State Ministry of Health. The 2 were kidnapped in separate operations at the front of their houses by some hoodlums after they are closed from work. Yet again on Tuesday, day and night, there was an attack on some communities in Niger and Plateau State. The gunmen were said to have killed 51 people in both states and set many houses ablaze in Bata local government area of Plateau State. Shortly after the attack, reports of many traders being kidnapped along the Kaduna Highway was reported. In another development, 3 students of the Plateau State Polytechnic were kidnapped on Wednesday have been rescued unharmed by troops of Operation Safe Haven deployed at Birkin-Ladi. The victims have since been reunited with their families. Manhunt to apprehend the suspect is still ongoing. The Senate President Ahmed Lawan lamented that Nigerians are tired of the killing in the country and that the situation is not good for the country's reputation. Governor Babagana Zulum of Borno and Governor Bello Matawala of Zamfara said despite the presence of the military troop, bandits and Boko Haram insurgent is still ongoing. They complained that the military troop lack modern equipment with which to fight the current war. This was disclosed as Governor Zulum said 2 local governments are still under ECWA control, namely Zulumala and Abadam, and that Boko Haram and ASWAP openly celebrate marriages and collect taxes without confrontations. The federal government yesterday looked for Japan to assist her in the fight for multiple security threats confronting the country. Nigeria also said it will provide all the requirements for fast-track the emergence of a win-win mutual beneficial memorandum of understanding that will be a force multiplier to ending insecurity in the country. Minister of Defense Major General Bashir Magashi said this when the Japanese ambassador to Nigeria, Mr. Kazuyoshi, paid him a courtesy call at Ship House, Abuja. The Special Assistant to the Minister of Defense on Media and Publicity, Mohammed Abdul Karim, said in a statement, the defense relationship with Japan will help mitigate the current insecurity facing the country. He said both countries should tap into new diplomatic openings to rearrange the existing cooperation, especially in the area of technological innovation and transfer. The defense minister thanked the envoy for the visit and called on him to initiate the template for the proposed memorandum of understanding that will meet national aspiration to end insecurity in Nigeria. Nigeria-Japan diplomatic, which would go back to 1960. The Japanese ambassador described the over 60 years of diplomatic relation as a cycle of life between the 2 countries. The World Health Organization (WHO) said Omicron has become the dominant COVID-19 variant in Nigeria. The World Health Organization said 30 African countries and at least 142 worldwide has detected the strain. The Delta variant has been reported in 42 African nations according to the United Nations. It says Omicron sequence in Cabo Verde, Ghana, Nigeria, and Senegal are growing. Omicron is currently the dominant variant in both Cabo Verde and Nigeria. The World Health Organization Regional Director for Africa, Mr. Muti, stressed that the crucial pandemic countermeasure battling in Africa still stands. He warned that the next wave may not be so forgiving. Federal government yesterday demanded for more effort to redeem Nigerians' image, which according to it has been hurt by corruption. Secretary to the Government of Federation, Boss Mustafa, said this while inaugurating the 23-member board of the Economic and Financial Crime Commission. The board in the first of its kind since 2015 when the present administration came into power. Addressing the board members, the SGF urged them to put in their best to support the federal government fight corruption. He added that corruption has created doubt with foreign investors. Therefore, he urges those who have been given responsibilities to carry it out with all diligence and fear, adding that the EFCC has been without a board for 6 years because of some events that has been happening. Finally, after senators grandstanding last year to override President Muhammadu Buhari's veto of 2010 Electoral Act Amendment Bill 2021, both chambers have indicated that they are now ready to rework the bill. A member of the House of Representatives, Osas Nicholas Osas, has said, according to him, all the reasons presented by the President Buhari for refusing assent to the bill as a result of Clause 87 of the legislation that forces direct primaries on all the parties as the only means of selecting candidates are valid, genuine, and reasonable. The President, he acted, consulted widely and acted wisely by refusing assent to the bill, which according to him will have made party primaries chaotic and fraudulent in the country. The President's fears are genuine, and there is no valid membership registered by any of the political parties now. The President's fears are genuine, as there is no valid membership registered by any of the political parties now, which is the main basic upon which direct primaries can be credible. Osas added, besides, there is no democracy in the world where direct primaries are imposed as single option of election for party candidates. The mostly applicable one is direct, indirect system, which delegates will be selected and elected and later converge to elect candidates for party general election. As it is now and going by direction of debate on Clause 87 of the Electoral Bill, both chambers of the Electoral Assembly will surely concur with the position of the President on resumption next week. And that's all from the news desk. We shall take a short break, and when we come back, we will be analyzing and discussing some of these events that have happened in Nigeria. Make sure you call us because our phone numbers will be displayed on the screen. And remember, you can also drop your comments on our social media platform. Let's take this break. We will be right back.
If you haven't, please kindly do yourself a favor. Walk to the nearest collection center and collect your PVC. Your vote is your right. Your PVC is the key to unlock the brighter future and the Nigeria that you and I deserve, the Nigeria that we need. So go get yours now.
Arọ gbogbo àwọn ọmọ Ọlọ́run tó wà ní orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà gbogbo àwa ọmọ ìjọ Ọlọ́run gbogbo ẹ jẹ́ ká jáde láti lọ dìbò. Ìbò tí a fẹ́ dì láti yan àwọn olórí ní Nàìjíríà ní àkókò yìí ṣe pàtàkì púpọ̀ púpọ̀. Ó pẹ́ tí olúkálùkù wa ti ń forí wa pamọ́, a ò dìde, a ò jáde. Bíbélì sì pè wá ní iyọ̀ ayé àti ìmọ́lẹ̀ ayé. Àkókò yìí ṣe pàtàkì fún wa olúkúlùkù wa láti jáde. Ẹ jẹ́ ká jáde, ẹ jẹ́ ká lọ yan àwọn ènìyàn tí a fẹ́. Ìwé káàdì ìdìbò wa ẹ jẹ́ ká gbìyànjú láti mú jáde ní ọjọ́ ìdìbò gbogbo. Ẹ jẹ́ ká lọ síbi tí wọ́n ti ń dìbò, ẹ jẹ́ ká dìbò fún ẹni tí a fẹ́, kí ẹ sì gbìyànjú láti dúró pé ẹni tẹ́ ẹ dìbò fún náà ni ìbò yín náà ni wọ́n kà. Ó yẹ kí a jáde gẹ́gẹ́ bí iyọ̀ ayé, ó yẹ ká jáde gẹ́gẹ́ bí ìmọ́lẹ̀ ayé láti rí wípé òkùnkùn kò borí Nàìjíríà. Ẹ jẹ́ ká mọ̀ wípé ìbò ti ọdún yìí ṣe pàtàkì púpọ̀. Torí náà a rọ gbogbo onígbàgbọ́ bí a sì ṣe ń ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀, Ọlọ́run aláàánú yóò yàn fún wa, yóò sì tún Nàìjíríà sí. Ẹni tí àwọn olórí tí yóò gbé Nàìjíríà dé èbúté ògo èyí tí à ń fẹ́, Olúwa yóò yàn wọ́n fún wa lórúkọ Jésù. Ẹ ṣé púpọ̀.
Welcome back. If you're just tuning in, it's National Talk on ECWA TV Africa. And that was a call for you to get your PVC. And just in case you haven't, this is a call for you to go to the nearest polling place and get your PVC because it's important for the election. Yes, we have been looking at some of the events befalling Nigeria, or possibly some of the matters that have been arising within the week from Monday down to Friday. And we started by looking at the race for the presidential election because we have a lot of candidates that are lining up and showing interest for the presidential seat. Our phone lines are open, so I will indulge you to please pick up your phone and call us and tell us what you feel concerning the issue looking at the race for the presidential election, because we had the likes of Tinubu and Dave who had met the president and made their intention known to run for the presidential election. And you know, we cannot overrule the importance of credibility, capacity, competence when it comes to leadership in a country like Nigeria. It's very important that we know our place as citizens and also who we need to choose. Looking at the likes of Tinubu, we know he was one time the governor of Lagos State and he's presently the APC national leader. Now, I don't know, what is your feeling when the kingmaker wants to be the king? I mean, lots of people have brought out their agitation. Lots of people have felt possibly he's not suitable. But I would like to know what you feel about his leadership. I would like you to know what did you feel about Dave? What did you feel about Daly and the likes that have come up to show their interest to run for the position of the presidency when it comes to the 2023 election? Because we know that is the if for 2023, and lots of expectations are coming from Nigerians. Lots of expectations are coming from who will finally suit into the shoe of the present president Muhammadu Buhari. We know that Tinubu rightly said that he would like to continue from where the president is. He has set a foundation which he needs to build on, and it's important as Nigerians that we line up when it comes to the election 2023, because we cannot just keep complaining about the leadership and who is ruling presently. It's not going to be fair, because we know that social media has no polling unit. I need to remind you that there is no polling unit in the social media. So we can make all the noise you need to make, but the important thing is when you get your PVC, and you know the importance is not about saying your vote does not count. I need you to know that your vote is your right, and it's important. So I need to know what your comment is. Remember, our phone lines are open, so you can call in and let us know what you feel, your reaction to some of the people that have lined up to show their interest to run for the position of the president. We need to look at some of the histories of these leaders, the legacy they have set when it comes. The likes of David Umahi said he has been the governor of Ebonyi State for 6 years plus. Now we know what that means: history, legacy. So it's important that we look at some of the likes of Dele Momodu. How has he ruled? What did you feel about his leadership as a governor? It's important that we look at some of these things. As I said, that lamenting will solve the issue of Nigeria. But the important thing here is, are you ready to go out there and vote the right person? We need to put our ethnicity, we need to put our religion aside and choose the right person that suits a country like Nigeria. There are lots of issues that have been coming up when it comes to corruption, when it comes to a lot of people that are selfish when it comes to leadership. But we cannot change that narrative when we sit at home and lament. We can only change that narrative when we get our PVC and also when we go to the polling unit to vote. It's not enough to just get the PVC, but it's another thing to go and vote for the right person. Remember that who you vote for the next 4 years all boils down to you. So it's important that you choose the right person who has, when we talk about accountability, can you call he or she back? It's something I need to know what your comments are, because we need to analyze the issue when it comes to leadership. We cannot overrule some of these attributes when it comes to leadership. It's an important thing. Just yesterday, Dele Momu came out and made his intention known to run for the seat of the presidency. And we have others who are still coming up, the likes of Yahaya Bello, who possibly when you go to Kogi State, his campaign is already going on, because we have youths that feel that the youth must rule. So what did you feel about Yahaya Bello? Is he the right president for Nigeria? Some people might look at it possibly because his age is still young. Some people might look at possibly what has he done for his state as a governor, because whatever position you've been given, no matter how little it is, if you're able to manage it, then people can count on you and give it a bigger position. So what do you feel about this? I need to know what your comments are. I need to know what your reactions are to most of these candidates that are buying and running for the presidential seat come 2023. It's very, very important that we look at it. And another issue we're looking at is the issue of the lecturers. We have just 100,000 lecturers to 2.1 million students. I mean, it's quite, you begin to sit down and you wonder, how do we get to manage? And we see that the NUC brought us some of the issues they need the government to look into, such as taking them out of the federal government so that they can do their own employment, so that we can have adequate lecturers to help, looking at the shortage of power. We cannot overrule the importance of security too, because just recently we have the story about the 3 students that were kidnapped in the university, talking about the Plateau State Polytechnic, even though they have been rescued. But we have lots of issues that have been coming up when it comes to insecurity. And it's another thing that the NUC are raising. These are concerns because schools are just about to open. Most of the federal universities are open, or some are about to open. But these things need to be put in line. They need to know that there's power for the students to read. Security is in place. We have sufficient lecturers to lecture the students. These are some of the issues that Nigerians, and possibly you can agree with the NUC when it comes to issues like this, that we really need a helping hand when it comes to our tertiary institution, because we cannot overrule the leaders determine who the leaders when it comes to the lecturers determine who the students turn out to be. So it's important that they have adequate hands to help and support when it comes to teaching the student. And I would like to read some of those issues that were raised by the NUC. They said that they need the government to isolate them from the federal government owing to the shortage of lecturers and owing to shortage of power. So I need to know, what is your view about this? Do you think the NUC are making the right step? Do you think the federal government will possibly give a hearing ear, giving them a listening ear? Because we know that even when it comes to issues like this, I think are the reason why ASU even goes on strike when it comes to the issue of they do not have adequate hands, their allowances are not paid. And these are some of the issues that NUC are raising. And they need the federal government to look into this issue and see, how can we make the way forward? How can the way forward be paved? We need to know how we can work on issues like this and see that the government will be able to come to the aid of NUC and make the room for more lecturers. We would like to look at some of the issues such as the kidnap of the Greenfield students. It's another issue when it comes to insecurity, because it's quite disheartening that students are in school for learning and all of a sudden, parents hear news that their kids have been kidnapped, and it's quite worrisome. Good evening.
Hello?
Yes, hello, good evening. I can hear you. Welcome to National Talk.
Good evening.
Good evening. You're welcome to National Talk.
I'm Kabir Ibrahim, calling from the Niger State.
Okay, make your contribution, please.
Yeah. Please, I want to talk about the kingmaker that wanted to become the king.
Okay.
I would really be appreciate that, because we see all of us have been done at Lagos. But why so giving that position? We believe that the Nigeria will change to better by the grace of God.
Amen. Amen. Thank you. Yes, we're looking at the colleges and tell us about the kingmaker be the king. Well, people are of the opinion that there is no, when it comes to politics, there is no rule that says the kingmaker cannot be the king. But I need to know, what is your take about such? Because when it comes to traditionally, people are of the opinion that the kingmaker mostly is just at the back front, watching and observing. But in this situation, the politics here, we are having the kingmaker wanting to be the king, where I need to know what your reactions are. We already hear that there are billboards here and there, people are rejoicing. But I need us to take into cognizance the importance of accountability, credibility. But we need to look at the history that these leaders have led. We need to look at from democracy in 1990. Okay, Edie from Just, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. Please make your contribution.
Hello.
Yes, I can hear you, Edith from Just. Please make your contribution.
Hello.
Okay, Stephen.
Is that the National Talk Studio?
Yes, it is. Please make your contribution. Okay. Okay, we really appreciate you, Stephen. If you can call back, we would like to know what your opinion is concerning the issues being raised when it comes to whether it's a presidential race for the seat, or when it comes to the shortage of lecturers in relation to the 2.1 million students we have in the institution. It's important that we have adequate hands to help to support in this lecturing, and also to make sure that the students are comfortable and they have all it takes for effective learning. Yes, let's look at another issue, the Twitter ban. I think this is a story that all of us will be excited to analyze and give our reaction. Okay, we have a caller. Hello, Mr. Bello from Gombe. Hello,
Yeah,
Mr. Bello. Yes, hello, good evening.
The nation and the kings is all down. That's having two things at the same time.
Hello, Mr. Bello. Can you move away from your TV set?
Is it not a topic? Hello?
Yes, hello, Mr. Bello. I can hear you.
Yes, I'm not going out to the TV. Okay, can you hear me now?
Okay.
Yes, can you hear me?
Please, this is National Talk. So when you call, I would appreciate that you hello. Okay, please, in case you call us callers, remember this is National Talk, so your contribution should be in relation to the events and also the stories that we're looking at on National Talk today. We've been looking at some of the issues, and another issue we're just talking before the call came in is the Twitter ban. Finally, Twitter ban has been lifted, and we know that Twitter has been banned for about 7 months now, looking from 5th of June last year. Okay, hello, Henry from Castina. Good evening. You're welcome to National Talk. Hello, are you still there? Okay. Looking at the issue of the Twitter ban, Twitter has been banned for 7 months, and we know it was banned from the 5th of June. And we know there have been agitation before finally the ban of Twitter, looking at it because the federal government felt Twitter played a key role when it comes to promoting the hashtag answers, and lots of things, comments have been coming. And finally, when we look at the tweet that was made by the President Muhammadu Buhari, which led to Twitter deleting it, and also the Minister of Information also felt that Twitter was it was leading to lots of aggressive comments that were coming, and so the Nigerian government. Hello, Mr. Bala from Kaduna State. Good evening.
You about this national talk. In fact, it's very interesting.
Okay, thank you, sir. Can you make your contribution on the issues? Hello, can you hear me? Please make your contribution. Oh, yeah. Okay, I think I lost that call. I would appreciate if you call back. So we're looking at the Twitter ban. I'm looking at on October 1st, 2021, the president on his broadcast for the Independent said that there are some conditions that Twitter needed to make for conditions that Twitter needed to meet up before they will be able to operate in Nigeria. And I would like to read some of those conditions. The conditions include Twitter must pay attention to national security and cohesion, registration, physical presence and representation in Nigeria, fair taxation, dispute resolution, and local content. So these are some of the Hello, Abdul Domini from Just. Good evening. You're welcome to National Talk. Okay, so we're looking at some of the conditions that the federal government of Nigeria gave Twitter before finally Twitter was banned from Nigeria, and it was lifted on the 12th of January. And we had lots of reactions coming from the people. We even have Amnesty International said that this was interfering with the freedom of speech. We also had the people saying that possibly the federal government lifted the ban because the presidential election is by the corner, and you know we cannot overrule the use of the social media when it comes to publicity and also its campaign. And so people have been having agitation. Some people felt that, well, we've been on Twitter for long, and you know lots of comments have been coming, and I would appreciate if you call and give your own comment concerning the Twitter ban. What did you feel? What was your take when the ban was finally lifted, and what are your agitations? Did you think that possibly some of these conditions that were given by the federal government will be able to? Hello, Mr. Silas from Abuja. Good evening. Hello, Mr. Silas from Abuja. Happy New Year. Good evening.
Yes, Happy New Year, Select.
Thank you, sir. What's your contribution?
Yeah, I just want to say that definitely we have been seeing the post and the list, those that are the aspirants, and we believe as Nigeria, the masses are going to choose the right person. So that's the reality about it. You know, in life we have hope and we have confidence. The right person will come up. So that is the reality. You know, leaders are by character. So that is the most important thing. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Silas. Leaders are by character. And Mr. Silas stressed the fact that the people would definitely come out to elect who the right person is. And that's why it's important that you grab your PVC just in case you've not registered. This is the right time to just go register, get your PVC so that you can elect. Remember, whoever chooses to rule Nigeria in the next 4 years boils down to you. So you and I don't have to complain, but make the right move. Talk is cheap, but action is what matters. So we need to make the right moves. Yes, looking at the Twitter ban lifting, finally, I mean, there have been agitations, reaction, comments coming from people. And people feel that, well, finally, they have their freedom of speech back. Finally, they can tweet as much as they like. But it's important that whatever comment we put there, a comment that will promote our unity as a whole. It's comment that will make peace and harmony in Nigeria. It's not comment of hate. Remember, when you go to tweet, there should be comment that will promote peace and unity in this country. So it's important that we look at some of these things. And we know, just like I've said, lots of people, especially businesses, we've lost lots of money because they're like, Nigeria lost about $1 billion over the time when Twitter was lost. You know, this is quite a large sum of money that will contribute to the economy. But finally, the ban has been lifted. So I need to know what your reactions are. Okay, we have another caller. Hello, Mr. Obasanjo.
The elections.
Okay, make your comments, sir.
We are truly, and we believe that we will come out and vote. But our problem that at last, like governorship election, like all these chairmanships, the one that you vote, at last, you see that the person that you vote for him and his own, he is not the one that will give him the vote. They will give him this thing again. That is our problem. So most of us we are serious to come and vote, but we are thinking of those things. In fact, it is a problem because how can you leave your home 7 o'clock in the morning? You will stay in the line till 2 o'clock and cast your vote. And after that, you know that this is the majority that people like him. But they say that he's not a government candidate, so they will not give him again. That is our problem. That is why. So people say that they are not even waste their time to vote again. But we pray for the change. We pray so that Nigeria can change.
Amen. Thank you so much for that contribution. You know, he made a valid point, the fact that the votes might not count. But I need to remind you that it doesn't matter. You need to go out there and place your vote. Yes, most people will leave the comfort of their homes to go elect, and they will feel possibly our choice of leadership is not the person that will be given unto us. But you don't need to lose hope, you know, because we are more stronger when we come together than when we are divided. And so we need to come together as a people. First and foremost, we need to put the interests of the country. Okay, hello Bashira from Jos. Good evening. Hello Bashir, you're live on National Talk.
Good evening, ma.
Yeah, good evening. Please make your contribution.
Hello.
Yes, I can hear you, ma. Good evening.
Hello, ma. Good evening, ma. How is work, ma?
Fine, ma. Please make your contribution.
Okay, Happy New Year, ma.
Thank you, ma. Please make your contribution. Hello, ma. Are you still there? Okay. So we're looking at the fact that we will not lose focus because the person you might feel the person you elected did not emerge as a winner. But that does not mean you should lose hope. Because what is important here is, just like I said, we hold these leaders accountable. And when we elect them, we can call them back. That is the power we have. So we need to know that we still have the power. Go out there, get your PVC and vote. It's important. I need to stress this. It's important because we will not sit and lament. Hello, Mr. Michael from Benue. Good evening.
The Nigerian to know.
Okay.
That for us to come out to make our vote, we must ensure that our government puts something on ground that it will give us confidence that our vote must be counted. They are talking about electronic voting, and they are not serious about it. And you want us to come and stay and vote the vote that will not count.
Thank you so much for that comment. Thank you so much, sir. Yes,
Hello?
but we would... Hello?